welcome to my kitchen garden. If you're new here, my name's Tracy and I'm in the northeast of England, and I'm telling you that at the beginning of this video because I don't always do that these days, because we might have a slightly different audience than normal, because this video is a collaboration with Kettle Kitchen and Bloo Reliance, who are hosting this for Jam It Up June 2.0. Now, before we get into this, I've got my basket and I'm going to go and grab some rhubarb from our rhubarb patch, which is pretty much getting overgrown. So today's recipe is going to use the rhubarb. I'm going to grab that now and then I'll share with you what it's going to look like. It's a slightly big one, as you can see. I'm just going to grab a few stalks. I think we need about a kilo, 1.2 kilos. I'll confirm when I get back to the kitchen. I can't even get down the path at the moment. So what I've decided to make today is a springtime spread using the rhubarb. I'm literally going to chop up a kilo of rhubarb from what we've just harvested from the garden. So I've got my scales here. The rhubarb's been wiped down. We're just going to chop the rhubarb up into 2 to 3 centimetre slices and get it weighed off. It's a 2-stage process. So what I'll need to do is pop the rhubarb into this pot, into this Dutch oven with some sugar and some other ingredients, and leave it overnight. I'll come back to you when I've got a kilo of rhubarb chopped up. I've got a kilo of rhubarb measured out there, and now we're going to add the rhubarb into the Dutch oven, which I will be using to cook in tomorrow. So you can do this in a separate bowl if you want to, and then scrape everything out tomorrow. But I thought, why do that and waste another pot when I can just do it all in the bowl or the Dutch oven that I'm going to be cooking in. So we've got a kilo of rhubarb in there, and then we're going to add in, and then we're going to add in some lemon juice, some bottled lemon juice, and also some rose water. You can make your own rose water. I've actually never worked with it before, so this is brand new on me. So we're going to use up to 2 tablespoons of rose water. I'm going to start with 1, and we'll see what it tastes like tomorrow. We can always add more in, but obviously you can't take it away. And then we're going to add in 50 ml of lemon juice, which is about the equivalent of 2 average size lemons. So I'm going to weigh that out or measure that out now. Now I've got 50 ml of lemon juice measured out into my little jug, and I'm going to add in the equivalent of 1 tablespoon. This is a smaller teaspoon. So I'm just going to put about 3 of those in. So that's 1 tablespoon I've put in. You can put in rose water to taste. And then we're going to cover the rhubarb with that. And we're also going to add in some sugar, pectin and sea salt. To do that, we're going to measure out everything in the mixing bowl, in the scales bowl rather. So I'm going to put 300 grams of just regular sugar in there. Now, as I say, this isn't a recipe that I've tried before. I thought we could try something new together for this. So we're going to add in 16 grams of pectin. I'm just going to reset the scales. And again, I don't normally cook with powdered pectin. I think it's more common in the States rather than it is in the UK. Oh, that's quite a lot. I'm going to sprinkle that into the sugar so that it can get incorporated. And the last thing that we're going to add to this bowl of granulated sugar and pectin is a sprinkle of sea salt. So just a little pinch of sea salt. It's quite a big pinch. And then the last part of this stage 1 is to cover the rhubarb with this little mix that you've got here, and we're going to leave that overnight. And I'm going to give that a little mix to make sure that everything's covered, and then put the lid on and just leave that until tomorrow morning. Easy as that. So tomorrow morning we will need some sterilised jars, which I will do in a water bath, and then we will get this Dutch oven on the heat and cook what's in there. This will have produced a nice syrup by tomorrow morning, and that's what we're going to be cooking up. So that's it for stage 1. It's 24 hours later now, and I have got some clean jars in a water bath. So literally just cold water, clean jars. There's a trivet on the bottom there, and I'm going to add this lid and bring that water up to a simmer to sterilise these jars. We're going to simmer those at about just below boiling point for 10 minutes while I go and grab the Dutch oven that you saw me put together yesterday. Now we're going to look in this together. So this is the first time I've opened it. It's actually 24 hours later. So you can see that a syrup has formed there, and we're just going to stir this rhubarb in and get it on a very low, gentle heat In about 10 minutes, once this has come to the boil, I don't want to start doing the rhubarb too soon. They have nearly come to their 10 minutes of simmering, so I am going to add this onto the heat. I've moved those to the back, and I'm just going to pop this on a very, very low heat and slowly bring it up to a simmer. We're going to cook it for about 7 minutes or so. All of the sugar should be dissolved by now, but if it's not, just give it a stir in. Now, one of the reasons for leaving this overnight is it means that the rhubarb holds its shape. If you tend to just stew it straight away, the rhubarb does lose a lot of its shape. I'm going to turn the water heat off, and I've turned this off as well, so that's just going to slowly stop bubbling away. They're sterilised now. We can use those. You can just leave those jars in there until you're ready. And this, I've been stirring it because even though putting it in the sugar does keep it whole, I don't like the clumps too big. So I've been stirring it quite a bit, and it's frothed up quite a bit, I presume because of the pectin. Again, I'm not used to using that, so I'm presuming that's what that is. So the froth I'm just going to scoop to the side because we're going to get this potted up into those hot jars. So we'll have hot jars, hot spread and sterilised lids. So I'm just going to get that prepared now. So as you can see, I've just wiped the jars to make sure they're clean. These jars are still very hot, and obviously the contents are very hot too. So I've got 3 full jars there. I think these are about 350ml jars, and I've just got 1 left over to use straight away, which I won't water bath. Now I'm going to use the water in the water bather that I use to sterilise the jars, and just pop these in for 5 minutes, bring them slowly back up to the boil again, and just water bath them for 5 minutes, and that'll then sterilise the contents so that they're shelf stable for a year or so. You're looking for about 1 inch of water on top of the jars. Now obviously I've never made this before, so I wasn't too sure how much it would make, but you're looking at about 1 litre. So you could get maybe 5 200ml jars. I'm going to pop that heat back on and bring that back up to just under boiling point. I won't start my timer until that reaches just under boiling point. Well, this water is cooling down now. I've completely switched that off. The 5 minutes was done, so they are now shelf stable and will go on the dresser on our pantry shelf for the next 12 months. They won't last that long now, I can tell you that. It's interesting because here in the UK, it's not that common to cook with the powdered pectin or pectin in general. We've got jam sugar, or we just use granulated sugar or standard sugar. So it was an interesting recipe for me, though I do see that a lot of the recipes, not necessarily on here on Jam It Up June, but in general contain powdered pectin. So although this was a first for me, I see that it is very common. Most of my recipes don't contain powdered pectin, so thank you for doing this for me. It's a first for me, even if it's not a first for you, and it tastes absolutely divine. This is what it looks like. You can't really see completely there, but it's a really nice spread. One of the ways that you can use this is if you get some cold custard, some vanilla yogurt, something like that, and just stir it in. It's a really, really nice sweet treat just to end the perfect day. So I hope you've enjoyed watching this. Please do not forget to check out all of the other fantastic creators who've contributed to the Jam It Up June 2.0 collaboration. It's been really good fun to make, and I'm pleased that it's put me out of my comfort zone and made this. There's also going to be a fantastic giveaway at the end of this, so have a look. All of the contributors will be in the description box below, but for now that's it from me. Thank you for being here. Don't forget to subscribe, check out all of our other videos, and give all of the creators in this collaboration a big thumbs up because everybody deserves it. It's a great one. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.